Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be doing a product review of this early prototype RedGrassGames 360 degree miniature holder. Check it out. So obviously the most unique feature about this new holder from RedGrassGames is the 360 rotational head on the holder. So, I mean, it's certainly a unique approach. It's not something I've seen before. I like the approach. I like the idea. It's certainly something different. I'm not sure if it's a problem I've ever come across in the way that I paint and the style of painting that I do. But I can certainly see benefits for a lot of people out there, that's for sure. Specifically when talking about batch painting and something where you need to be as fast as possible. This is certainly going to speed up certain elements of your painting process. Talking about airbrushing, hand brushing to a certain extent, but certainly with airbrushing, I can see being able to rotate with just your thumb as swiftly as possible and having the holder exactly in the same location is going to help with your airbrush aim. That's undoubtedly true. Obviously, it seems to me like with using a traditional brush, you could just move and turn the holder of any other holder, whatever you've been using up until this point. There are other options available. But this is certainly something that I can see being helpful for a lot of people. That's for sure. Talking about the ergonomics of the things, obviously it is ergonomically formed. It's not just a straight cylinder. I am right-handed, so I use the paintbrush in my right hand. I hold the miniature in my left hand, thus I'll be using the left hand. So but just to show you can also use this with the right hand as well. Fairly obviously, it's suited to a kind of like a pistol grip. That's the approach I believe they've gone for. This is an early prototype, of course, so it's not aesthetically as pleasing as we hoped that the final piece will be. This is going on a Kickstarter starting January the 10th from RedGrassGames, the same guys and gals that brought you the Everlasting Wet Palette. And the brushes that I've been using, and we'll have a video on them at another point, no doubt. As you can see, it comes, I got this delivered with a protective something, the protective piece. But yeah, this is highly tacky, and they're very excited about this solution. Obviously, I'm sure Bluetooth, white tack, poster tack, call it what you want. They have some unique formula here of what they've come together. They believe this to be, I'm assuming, fairly tacky, but also longevity. A concern of mine is with a solution like this. I've seen many other holders use this, where they use a sticky top like this. It's how long this will last. How many applications of a miniature, and then removing an application, especially when you're batch painting, will this survive before it starts to lose its tackiness, if ever? Who knows? It's something that I'm sure RedGrassGames will answer as part of the Kickstarter information. But nonetheless, this is the actual ultimate. It's a 32mm. I'll get a tape measure and show you guys. Let's do this. So this is the actual physical dimensions of the piece I have. I'll try and show you guys clearly on the camera. 30mm there. So obviously it's going to be suited to a 28 or 32 style miniature. Certainly, like I mentioned in previously, is the batch painting aspect of this. I've got some basic generic pox walkers here that we've started a process a long time ago. And this sort of thing is a GW miniature. And you can see here it sits in, and genuinely really am trying to move this to give you a full, but it's very quickly, very tacky. In fact, I'm kind of concerned taking this off without breaking the miniature off of the very basic gluing I've done here. But you can see, like, I can see straight away doing something like this and trying to blast through a batch set of these when you've got 4, 5, 10, 100 of these poxwalkers, anything that's like a swarm army, orcs, that sort of thing, where this can suddenly really does allow you to speed up. As again, like I said, with the airbrush, if you have an airbrush and you're trying to use a point of aim, as in hold the location, have your airbrush in the right location, and then just rotate the miniature, that is going to be an absolute godsend for some people, rather than having to, if you're moving any kind of holder, even a cork, or if you're using just a traditional cork like this, something like this, where you're having to airbrush and rotate. There, by its nature, it's not going to be as centrally secure. It's going to move about. It's going to wobble about. So which does lead me into one of my concerns, the con, so to speak, is this is set up for a miniature that already has a base on it or a flat surface that you can make use of this sticky, the putty that comes on top. So this is a 54mm scale model, but obviously you can clearly see the base itself is much, much wider. It does actually work fine. I've actually used this solution on other Judgment miniatures, not with this holder, I have to admit, but it's very similar, I think, where I've just taken a smaller circumference, smaller diameter mount and just stuck this down. But just to prove again, genuinely, I mean, it's really impressive how secure this is for what it is. Now, obviously, this is new, so I don't know whether this is still going to be as sticky and as effective, months, several hundred miniatures down the road, who knows. But yeah, first impressions of the putty system, very, very good. I use, generally speaking, sub-assemblies. So what I use, my current solution, for example, is a Wrathcore holder. So this here is a cork, and it allows me to put wires into it. Now, this is something I've already spoken to RedGrass about, something they're looking to see if they can come up with a solution where this kind of a process and this kind of approach still works with their holder. Potentially some kind of mesh, or at least some way that we can use wires like this, because a lot of people break down into sub-assemblies, and that is one thing I am concerned about when it comes to how I will be able to use this holder. When I'm doing single miniatures that aren't sub-assemblies, like like this Judgment piece here, then we're great. We're definitely going to use this. We'll put it through its paces and see how it goes. But when I'm doing display quality pieces or attempting as display quality pieces, I tend to do sub-assemblies. I put things on pins and wire and so forth, and therefore the pins aren't going to be as secure on this holder. So that's one of my other concerns. But yeah, overall seems really good. It seems to be effective for if that's what you want to do, batch painting, swift process, get them to the tabletop as quickly as possible so you can use them in your games. Trying to maintain accuracy with an airbrush, then this is going to be an amazing solution for you. Not so suited to currently using wires or sub-assemblies. And obviously, like I said, the tackiness, who knows how long that will last. One other thing I noticed, or I was concerned about, or at least for me personally, is the lack of an armature. I think it would be a great addition for these guys to have a metal or plastic armature attachment that you could use on this head potentially. Maybe it just clamps around, giving you some kind of rest support. You'll have seen this with other holders for sure. But we can take a game here, and rather than holding the miniature and to make use of the thumb here, some people rest their hands like here, and then obviously you're painting the miniature. So again, if we put our trusty example Poxwalker back here, something like this, if you're in here doing that, then obviously that's fine, but having the ability to do the armature like you would perhaps see on, I think I've got one on a Wrathcore as an example. Again, one of my other solutions here. This is the armature that comes with the Wrathcore. And again, you can hold this here, brace your arm against this armature. And I don't use it a lot, but there has been times where this has come into its own and has saved me from having any kind of, or trying to eliminate a lot of the possible vibrations, movement in your hand, helping brush control, that sort of thing. So I'd like to see something like that potentially as well. Or maybe not delivering an armature with the holder, but having the support, having a groove there that maybe you can use a third-party armature with it or something like that. But yeah. So there you go. I'm genuinely impressed, and I look forward to using this over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/FlikPaintsStuff, where we will be painting up the gloom on this thing from Judgment. There you go. There he is. See? Well, he's blurry, but whatever. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you like about the RedGrassGames 360 holder, or what you don't like, what you think you can improve, or just what you've been impressed by. Don't forget, guys, it goes live January the 10th. Go and back that Kickstarter, get involved, and yeah, let me know. Obviously, this is the first video, so like, thumbs up, whatever it is, subscribe, bells, something like that. But yeah, we'll be back here with some more. I got some more videos planned, so see you guys again in 2019. Bye-bye. So there you go. Generally. Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be doing, oh my god, hair. Oh god. My mind, it unravelled.